I'd like to talk just a little bit tonight as part of the Cosmic Soup general dialogue, but more XYZT, and how everything is associated with a physical location and a point in time, and whether that's particles that have come together as atoms, whether it's galaxies, whether it's quarks or strings, anything that is in the physical world of relativity, anything that's a particle has a position in space, and that position is always associated with a point in time. Now here's where I digress a little bit because I simplify. I'm a simple person, I really am. I like to simplify things, concisely simple. But where I digress about time, because I like to simplify it, is I like to think that every particle in existence has a place, and that's it. But when that particle moves, that movement is time. So time is measurement in what we choose to use as seconds, I guess. Milliseconds, whatever. Time is a scale. Time is in fact just movement of fixed particles. So therefore everything that exists, galaxies, electrons within atoms, atoms within molecules, you, all exists in a place in space and time. So to me, that's kind of like the basics of summarizing theory of relativity and XYZT, simply. But what's interesting from there, you can start expanding into realizing that XYZT, or the relativity world, our physical world of space and time, is a subset of something else. And that's the quantum world, for lack of better terminology. And then the quantum world is just basically a multi-dimensional fields of energy, waves of energy, harmonics of energy, interactions of energies. Plus it is multi-dimensional, so we're used to XYZT. That's all we know. That's all we know is XYZT. Okay? But there's another world. There's an XYZT theta, beta, buka, whatever the term is. It's beyond our understanding because we're in a three-dimensional space-time world. But the Higgs field, or the cosmic soup as I prefer to call it, is multidimensional. So within that multidimensional, when you think of things like duality, where an electron on one side of the universe is linked with an electron on the other side of the universe instantly change. Beyond the speed of time, it's instantaneous. Well, in that dimension of the Higgs field, the cosmic soup, whatever, there is no time. Because time as we know it is the movement of particles, three-dimensional particles. So in the Higgs field, the energy field, there's no time, everything is instantaneous. So that's, oh boy, that means that's how we can do time travel, whatever. Well, we can get into that, but that's kind of a fairly fundamental thing. So where a lot of this comes together, and this is a little disjointed, but is the concept of where is consciousness. You know, it's the big question that physicists don't talk about. What is consciousness? Where does it reside? How is it? And I believe that consciousness is the fields, the energy, the material of the cosmic soup, the Higgs field, the energy that is around us and with us and everything else. Our consciousness is just ripples, like waves in the water, waves interacting. Pebble here, two different waves have different harmonics, different responses. And since we know that this rippling energy creates, then we can get into observation, to go from wave particle through observation, Schrodinger, but I digress. Where did I digress to? Pause. So consciousness resides within the waves of the cosmic soup, the Higgs field, the ever-present multidimensional energy that's independent of space and time. Because space and time is our world. Our world is a subset, basically, of the energy. But our consciousness is in there, and this is how, ta-da, consciousness creates. And we know it simple, you know, poor self-esteem. I'm not worth a shit. I'm not worth a shit. I'm not worth a shit. Guess what? You're not worth a shit. Okay? And we see the opposite. People think that they're just the absolute greatest, when in reality they're not. But they convince themselves and they become it. Okay? Consciousness creates. Well, we see that on an interpersonal level, day to day. But think about it on an atomic level and on a nature level, and realize that this energy that may or may not be random creates. So our thoughts create our reality, just like particles in the physical world are created by the energy of the quantum fields, the Higgs fields, whatever, cosmic soup. So it gives you a sense of realizing the power that you have in your own consciousness, because we're actually using the forces of nature that are ironically combined with the forces of spirituality. Yes, prayer does work. Not all prayer, but it does work. Okay, it's focused energy thoughts. Thoughts are energy. Energy can create. Energy can create the XYZT world as particles pop into existence. This is another thing. Okay, so we've got this soup, a bubbling energy of all these multidimensional soups. And, a cork pops in, or a string pops in, or a little bit of particle of whatever. Sub-muon, whatever the latest name is that they've discovered, pops into existence and then disappears. And some pop into existence and stay longer and disappears. But we're doing this in an infinite amount of time, or an infinite amount of space within an infinite amount of time, because there is no measurement of time. So what may seem to be an instant to us, or an instant in time, timeless, bubbling of that, what may be an instant for us could be eons. So, boy, but what it gets in is that, to me, understanding what we're talking about, this cosmic soup, XYZT, the physical world and the spiritual world. The physical world where our conscious mind resides in, the mind that figures out how to drive the car, how to do your job, how to do this. And then the spirit, the creative source, the you. You are not your mind. you are of the Spirit. This has always been the big question. Science or religion? You know, real physical law, rules of science, or beliefs. Well, now I believe that we can understand that there is an overlap, and they are not opposite. Now, I'm not saying that therefore all religion is correct. You know, I'm not saying that all science is correct. Okay, but there is an overlap between the spirit and the spirit and the mind, the spirit and the body. And that's where this whole quantum soup, XYZT, and all this stuff comes together. You know, the universal consciousness. You're at a concert, and you have 40,000 people all grooving to the same note. You know, so that's pretty cosmic. All the frequencies, all the vibes are together. It's a perfect harmony. Okay? Everything in existence is frequencies and harmonies and disharmonies and harmonic frequencies that blend together perfectly and can change things. Just dimensionless. And see, for example, hang on here.